Hi guys, so this is a nifty little yoga flow for anyone who might be suffering with a shoulder or wrist injury, or perhaps you just want a flow that focuses on the legs and core. There'll be no downward facing dogs, planks, or weight bearing on the hands, wrists, and shoulders. It'll still provide a challenge though when finding your balance and improving your stability. Have fun with this one. Enjoy. Okay, yogis, let's start at the top of the mat. So bring yourself to the top of the mat, feet about hip width apart. Spread the toes out wide. Begin to roll the shoulders a couple of times, maybe roll the head from side to side. Release any tension that you're feeling in the upper body and then down through to the fingertips. So this is going to be no hands or wrists on the floor, bearing any weight. So enjoy this. It'll be a little bit heavier on the legs and the glutes to find stability, but we'll have some fun with it. Inhale, bring the arms up over the head, reach up towards the sky and gaze up towards the thumbs. Now, as we take a forward fold, as it's the first move, I really want you to bend your knees and hinge the torso forward. So you're pretty much cutting yourself in half from your hips. Keep the knees deeply bent and place your hands onto your shins. Inhale, pull forward out through the crown of the head, Ardha Uttanasana, which is this halfway forward fold, and stay here. Keep the knees bent, spread the toes out wide, try and lengthen out through the crown of the head and tabletop your spine. Think about your lower ribs and your abdominals turning on, so you want to pull the ribs back ever so slightly. Engage the abs, pull up through the pelvic floor and zip up through the front of the thighs. On your next exhale, if you want to lower down a little bit, you absolutely can. Maybe the hands trace down the ankles. And then inhale one more time, pull forward through the crown of the head, press your hands into the shins. And then exhale, belly towards the thighs. You can absolutely rest the backs of your hands onto the floor. Then from here, we're all going to rise up into Utkatasana, which is your chair pose. Bend the knees, scoop the arms up. Start to shift the weight a little bit further back into the heels and bring the arms up in line with your ears. Gaze in between your thighs and maybe start to pulse this here very slightly up and down. Tiny, tiny little pulse. So like I said, there may be a little bit more action going on in the legs and the glutes today for this flow. Take one more breath in here, Utkatasana, and start to gently shift the weight into your right leg. Bring your hands together and start to step your left foot back, and we're going to come into Warrior One. Keep the hips square towards the front of the room, bend the front knee and gaze up towards your thumbs. I want you to lean forward ever so slightly, shift the weight into your front leg. Point the back toes, it comes off the floor maybe an inch to find a sweet little balance. And then step the left foot back a little bit further and open out into Warrior Two. So here the hips are a little bit more open. The right knee is bent and the left leg is straight. Open out the arms, take a big breath in and a big breath out. Sink down one more inch into your front thigh and stay there. Turn the right palm up towards the sky and inhale, shift back into reverse warrior. Find this side bend. Exhale, bring your right forearm to the right thigh and left arm up over the head. Squeeze the glutes. And repeat. Inhale, take it back reverse, just so we find some length in the side body. Exhale, right forearm to right thigh, left arm up over the head. Now this time as you go back into reverse warrior, start to straighten up your front knee for me. We're going to take it into a quick little Trikonasana triangle pose. Open the arms out wide first. Start to shift your bum towards the left and reach the right hand forward over the right leg. And place the right hand either onto your ankle or shin, perhaps onto the floor if you feel comfortable here, and left arm stacks on top of the right. There can be a little softness in the knees, but you want to keep your hips high, pull out through the crown of the head, pull up through the left fingertips, and take one more breath in where you are. Exhale, look down at the right foot. Rebend your right knee and place the right forearm fully onto your right thigh. Left arm up over the head, side angle stretch. So this left arm is running parallel to your ear, energy through the fingertips, and think about the line that runs from your left fingertips down to your left little toe. Slowly from here, we're going to bring it back into warrior two. Take a big breath in where you are. And then as you exhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart, like clasp the hands. And you're going to shift the hips back maybe like an inch, so that then you can flex the back foot. We're going to deeply bend the right knee. This is Skandasana. You're going into a squat just on this right leg. Stay close to the ground and gently shift towards the back of the mat. Bend the left knee, flex the right foot, power in the legs. Take it back to the original front of the room. And then once you're there, plant down the back toes, pivot up onto your back tiptoe. So you turn completely to face the front of the room and bring the arms up over the head, high lunge. Now, as this back leg is an extension, I want you to engage the glute a little bit more and think about then taking the back bend more through the upper back. So there's elevation, extension to lengthen it up. Exhale, tap the back knee to the floor and bring your hands in front of your chest. Inhale, lift the back knee up. Fire in the legs. Exhale, tap the left knee down. Inhale, rise up. Last one, exhale, tap the back knee down, keep it there, and open the arms out wide like wings. As you exhale, I want you to tuck your tailbone under, and as you do this, you round the upper back to bring your fingertips to touch in front of you. Inhale, open the arms once again and sink forward a touch. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, round the spine, bring your fingertips to touch. Inhale, open up here. And then exhale, interlace the fingers behind you. Squeeze the shoulders back and slide your fist down the back of your left leg. Press the fist into the thigh. Lift the chest up. When you're taking this back bend, think more about thoracic extension. So thoracic being the rib cage, the mid upper back. One more breath in. Press down through your front big toe for stability. And then exhale, bring yourself back into center. Keep the hands interlaced behind you. Now you're going to lift your back knee off the floor once again. Really slowly rise up. Use the power of the legs. Plant the back heel into the floor like your legs are going into warrior two. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Lift the chest up and go into humble warrior. Drop your right shoulder to the inside of your right thigh. Arms stay together, or hands stay together even as the arms reach up over the head. You can have your hands apart, so the wrists apart, or clasped tightly together. It's completely up to you, and really it's up to those shoulders. One more breath in where you are. Exhale, slowly rise back up. Keep the hands interlaced. And as soon as you get all the way up, start to straighten up your front knee. Pivot the right toes in to face the middle of the room. Inhale, lift the chest, slide your fist down the glutes behind you. Tiny bend in the knees and tip forward into Prasarita, your forward fold, your wide-legged forward fold. Tiny bend in the knees. Can you shift the weight a little bit further back into the heels as the arms reach over the head to counter the balance? Take some really nice deep breaths. Move the face, move the mouth. And if there's a bit of movement here, like a little sway, you can bend one knee a little bit more as you sway over to the other side. Do what you need to do. You are going to eventually release the hands finally here. And you're going to start to walk over towards your right foot. So this is the only real point that you can bring your fingertips to the floor as you start to turn the upper body and the right foot out to the right, to the front of the room. And then pivot up onto your back tiptoe. So we're in a forward fold here. Fingertips just gracing the floor a tiny bit. You can, of course, keep the knees slightly bent as you let your belly drop over to your front thigh. Ribs over towards your shin, nose towards the ankle. And really those points are just the intention upon which they are going towards. They do not have to touch those points. Take one more breath in where you are. And then exhale, I want you to deeply bend your back knee. Inhale, straighten up the back knee. Think about the hips climbing up a little bit higher. Exhale, bend the back knee. Keep that front big toe grounded. Inhale, lift the hips, straighten up the back leg, lengthen out through the crown of the head. Exhale, bend the back knee. And then from here, you're going to spring your back foot forward and come up into Utkatasana once again. So bend the knees, scoop the arms up over the head, and keep rising up into Tadasana. Straight legs, arms down by your sides. You can place the hands by your sides or on your body and take a big breath in where you are. Spread the toes out. And a big sigh out where you are. Good job. We're going to repeat everything from the beginning. So inhale, bring the arms up over the head, gaze up towards the thumbs. Exhale, hinge from the hips, little bend in the knees. Hands come onto your shins. And as you inhale, press the palms into your shin bones to pull the crown of the head forward. Tabletop the spine. We need to keep a little bend in our knees here to try and send the tailbone back a little bit more. Exhale, option to roll the belly a little bit closer onto the fronts of the thighs. Slide your hands a tiny bit further down the legs. And again, inhale, press the hands into the shins or the ankles, pull forward. And as you exhale, if you're there, you can place the backs of the hands onto the floor. Relax the head. And we're going to come back up into Utkatasana chair. Bend your knees, scoop the arms up overhead. Arms come up in line with the ears. A little pulse here as you look between your knees and control those lower ribs back ever so slightly. Engage the abdominals and the pelvic floor. Weight back into the heels, but ground down also through the big toes so you keep yourself balanced. You're going to shift the weight slightly into your left leg and step the right foot back behind you into Warrior One. Bring your hands together, gaze up towards the thumbs, breathe in. Exhale, shift the weight slightly forward into your front foot. Point the back toes so they hover off the floor for a moment and step it back and open into Warrior Two. So there's that sweet moment of suspension. Now adjust the feet if you need to. Find your Warrior Two. Adjust the hips, the feet, the shoulders. And then when you're ready, flip the left palm up. Inhale, reverse back. Reach the right hand down the back of the right leg. Exhale, left forearm to your left thigh, right arm comes up over the head. And repeat. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, take it forward, left forearm to your thigh. Now make sure you're not dumping all the weight into that left shoulder or your left thigh, sort of pushing out of it in a way. This time, inhale, take it back and straighten up your front knee. Open the arms out wide. You're welcome to adjust the stance if you need to. And we take it into Trikonasana. You shift the hips towards the right, reach the left hand forward over your left leg, and bring your left hand onto the ankle or shin, or perhaps onto the floor if you feel happy to. Stack the right arm on top of the left, power into the right hand, gaze up towards your thumbs. Make sure the thighs and the glutes are switched on big time here so that we can hold this upper body in this side stretch. One more breath in. Exhale, look down at the left foot, deeply bend the left knee and rest the left forearm again onto the left thigh. Right arm comes up over the head, side angle stretch. Find the line from the right fingertips down to the toes. One more breath in. Exhale, bring it back up into Warrior Two, and you're going to have your hands clasped together again. Now your hips move back maybe an inch so that you can turn the right toes up towards the sky and flex the right foot. Skandasana, deeply bend into your front knee or left knee. Stay low to the ground and start to shift towards the back of the mat using just the thigh muscles, right? Flex the left foot, gaze over towards it. Stay low to the ground, shift towards the original front of the room. As you do this, you're then going to pivot up onto your back tiptoe. Adjust the feet if you need to and bring the arms up over the head. High lunge. Exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart and tap the right knee to the floor. Power in the legs. Inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, tap the right knee down. Control this. One more time. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower the right knee down completely and open the arms out wide like wings. From that exhale, you're going to tuck the tailbone under around the spine and bring your fingertips to touch. Gaze towards your front leg. Inhale, open it up, sink forward ever so slightly. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, open up. One more time here, tuck the tailbone under slightly so that back leg starts to engage a little bit more, get more of a stretch in your thigh. And then open the arms out, interlace the fingers behind you and squeeze the shoulders back. Slide your fist down the back of the right leg. Press the fist into the thigh, lift the chest. And think about like a little string pulling up through the chest bone here. You're trying to create as much space as you can in the lower back so we're not just kind of dumping into it. One more breath in, keep the hands interlaced. And then exhale, release this. Keep the hands interlaced to try and lift the back knee off the floor. Power in the legs. Make sure the big toes are grounded first. Lift up. Plant the back heel down. And take it into a full humble warrior. Your hips push back as the torso tilts forward. And the left shoulder will drop down to the inside of your left leg. Hands reach up over the head. Or hands stay together as the arms reach up over the head. Keep the left leg squeezing up against the left shoulder for a bit of connection. And so with this flow, I want us to see how much we can do without necessarily having to come into a downward facing dog or a plank. Inhale, slowly start to bring yourself back up. Straighten out the leg, the left leg. Keep the hands interlaced. Turn the left toes in. Squeeze the shoulders back. Exhale, tilt the torso forward, little bend in the knees, and take your forward fold from here. Again, it's the same kind of forward fold. Hands and arms will reach up over the head and start to add in maybe a little bit of movement here from side to side. Perhaps it's a really nice stretch across your chest and your shoulders. And then on your next exhale, release the hands, and you're going to start to walk your fingertips towards your left foot. Turn the left toes out and come up onto your back tiptoe. And we're here in a forward fold. You're welcome to experiment with your hands here. You can walk the fingers forward. You may want to even walk the hands back through the gap of the legs. Perhaps you've got bricks, maybe one hand onto a shin instead. Up to you. Every inhale, you think about pulling out through the crown of your head. Exhale, perhaps the belly drops a tiny bit closer towards your front thigh. One more time. Inhale, pull out through the crown of the head. Exhale, bend your back knee for me. And then inhale, straighten the back leg and keep the hips high. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. This time as you exhale, bend the back knee, you're going to spring the back foot forward to meet the front foot. Inhale, scoop it up into Utkatasana. And then all the way up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Arms down by your sides or hands rest on your body. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Excellent job. You're going to heel toe your feet out to be about as wide as the mat. Now clench the glutes slightly here. Spread the toes out. Turn the heels in and the toes out. Inhale, reach the arms up over the head. Exhale, bring your hands together in front of your chest. And then you're going to bend your knees and come slowly down into Malasana, yogi squat. Keep thinking about your shoulders over your hips. You go down to as low as you feel comfortable. And then inhale, press down through the heel bones and the toes and lift all the way back up. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Exhale, we go down. Power through the legs. Control the breath. Inhale, back up. We're going to change the arms a little bit. You're going to interlace the fingers behind your head. Push the head into your hands. Keep the elbows wide and do the same thing. Keep pushing the head into the hands as you bend the knees and sit down into this Malasana yogi squat. Inhale, press up. Arms come up over the head this time. Try and keep them there as you go down. Power in the legs. And then inhale, rise back up. Now you choose whichever one you preferred for the final one. Up to you. Bend your knees. Find Malasana. And then you can bring your arms in between the legs. And really here you're pressing the backs of your arms to the insides of your thighs and your knees to try and get the shoulders to stack on top of the hips. And I naturally need to move in this position as well. So if you need to rock it from side to side because the heels don't quite touch the floor, then that's fine. You may be a little bit higher up here as well. Roll the head from side to side. There is no one set way that we should look in this position. Take one more breath in. Exhale, hold this here for me. And as we're quite close to the floor now, you're going to start to shift the weight back into the heels as you sort of reach the hands forward out in front of you. Start to lower the sit bones down, roll onto your spine, and then roll all the way back up, Navasana, boat pose. From there, flex the feet for me, squeeze the legs together. You can have the hands around the backs of your thighs or take the hands out by your sides. Spread the toes to the point that you could almost even place a pencil in between them. As you inhale, you're upright. As you exhale, you kick your feet forward and you lean back. Inhale, bring it back up to center. The hard part there is about keeping your legs together. Exhale, lean back, kick your feet forward. Inhale, back up. Last one, exhale, push it forward, lean back. Inhale, all the way up, good job. From there, you're gonna roll back via your spine first and let the legs lift up over the head. We're gonna take it into a little hamstring stretch here. Now, you can either take your peace fingers around the big toes or bend the knees to grab the toes. Up to you or how you feel with your hamstrings. And then start to kick the heels up towards the sky. You don't have to have straight legs here. Try and press the back of the head, the shoulders, and the tailbone into the floor. Keep the legs together. Shine the soles of the feet up towards the sky. Spread the toes out wide. And you might want to just stay where you are. Or we work one at a time. Keep hold of the right toes and gently lower the left heel towards the floor. Doesn't have to touch the ground. Keep hold of the right toes, press the right heel up towards the sky and root the shoulders into the floor. Bring your left leg back up to center and switch sides. Grab hold of the left toes, flex the right foot as you lower the right leg down. Now your right leg will only lower down to the point that this left leg doesn't get affected. So if you lower this right leg down and suddenly you can't hold on to the left leg, pull it back a little bit. It's this left leg that we're getting the stretch out of. Slowly lift the right leg back up to center. Now you can stay here, absolutely. If anyone has any rocks, you can either rock forward up to Navasana and then back over, let go of the feet. Or if you're happy to keep hold of the toes, let's see how this goes. Roll up onto your sit bones, catch the toes and play around with it. Keep hold of them. And just take as many of these little rocks as you feel you want to take. You don't have to take them at all. Really, it's just a little bit of fun. Maybe the Christmas tree will fall down. And then everybody roll back and take it into a nice happy baby for me. So I always tend to take a slightly wider happy baby. So rather than holding on to the outsides of my feet, I grab the ankles and try and get the head, the shoulders, and the base of the spine grounded into the floor and rock from side to side. If you prefer to take the more traditional version, please take that instead. Up to you. Let the head move from side to side here. And then we'll take a little bridge to finish. Plant the feet to the floor, toes forward, arms down by your sides. Squeeze the bum, lift the hips up towards the sky. Interlace your fingers underneath you, walk the arm bones in, Press the fist into the floor to lift the hips up a little bit higher. You can stay here, you can lower down and repeat for a second time, or shift the weight slightly into your left leg and kick the right heel up towards the sky. And then lower the right foot down, switch that to the other side. So we've been super strong in the legs today. Keep the foot flexed, spread the toes. Lower the left foot down. Exhale, everybody release the hands. Lower the hips to the floor. Take your arms out wide to the side and gently shift the knees to the left. And gently shift the knees to the right. Big, well done. So anytime that you're feeling tender in the hands and the wrists and the shoulders, bearing weight just isn't an option at the moment for you, perhaps, this is a great practice to come into so that we can keep that movement, that strength and fire, and also the openness and stretch in the legs and the lower body. Your practice will look different every day of the week, and when we come up against injuries or anything else, doesn't mean that we have to stop completely. We adapt. And then gently bring the soles of your feet together, knees open. You can keep the arms out wide, really drop the weight of the hands and the wrists. Or you can rest the hands onto your belly, your solar plexus, or your heart. And take a few moments here for yourself. Close the eyes. Big breath in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. And we can still practice some of our fundamental postures with no pressure at all to come down onto the hands and the wrists. And take your awareness and your attention to the breath that rests in your body. Watch it move your body. Try and inflate the belly just that little bit more. And take a really slow exhale. And repeat. Big breath in, inflate the belly. Open the mouth and exhale. And start to move the fingers and move the toes. You can squeeze the legs together and hug the knees up into your chest. Move very slowly here. And you can make little circles, a little rock. You can roll over to one side or cross the ankles and roll all the way up. And then gently bring yourself into a comfortable seat, kneeling down or cross-legged in the middle of the mat. And just rest the backs of your hands onto your thighs, palms open. Drop the chin, broaden the shoulders and the collarbones. And just meet yourself where you're at every single day. We are resilient, we adapt. We can get through. Take a big breath in together. And a big breath out together. Namaste. Thanks for joining as always. This time for a no hands yoga class. Let me know how you got on with it in the comments. If you have any particular favorite postures. And just in general, a little hi. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. As always, thank you for your support. Have a wonderful rest of your day.